Good morning. It is Sheila. Oh my gosh, I'm still trying to wake up. I just sat up here in bed. To be honest, I wanted to get back to doing vlogs. I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but we were on vacation and we're back today. Is our official first day back from vacation. My husband went back to work today, which means I need to get back to work today. And today happens to be Wednesday, and if you followed me at all in the past, Wednesday is typically my anti-procrastination day. So, I'm gonna finish getting dressed for today, fix my hair. My hair is atrocious. Do my skincare, and I will come back and when I start working on something. But first off, I need to get myself awake and get something to eat. So we will be right back. Okay, friends. We are doing something kind of weird. If you happen to hear a bit of jiggling with my phone, that is because I've got it mounted a little bit precariously. Anyway, I got my breakfast done. I got my skincare done, changed my clothes. And you see I'm wearing my mic. However, I had it all set up. I was working on trying to figure out how to mount my phone because I don't have my tripod. I'll get into that in just a bit. But as I was doing that, I dropped my phone. And you see this little bit there? The little device that plugs into the side of my phone right here, that's on this side, it is the connector to my mic. Now you see the green light, and I even tested it. It does work. However, this little bit, that's how that little device gets charged. This is on the side of the little device that's plugged into my phone. So it's working, but I can't recharge it. So I'm going to have to get a new mic. And I will leave a link to this mic that I use. I think Maggie over at Mix Match Maggie had asked what kind of mic we use, and I sent her the link too. So, and I have my spare phone. Where did I set my spare phone? Ah, here it is. Let me take a picture with this is my old phone. And it doesn't work very well, but it does still take some pictures. So I'm going to set this phone down, and show you, and take a picture with this to show you how I've got my tripod set up for today. Yeah, we're trying to be inventive, but we're not giving up. So here we go. All right. I took a photo, and here it is, right here. This is how my setup is right now. It is so weird. In fact, I had to step aside in order to actually see myself take a photo, because you see in the middle that I am using a pair of tongs inside of a jar with a towel, or a little dish towel in it, to kind of support the tongs so that it's not flip-flopping back and forth. But then there was still a little bit of stabilization I needed, so I've got a couple of knives in the front and the back to stabilize the whole thing. So it's what it is. And so, I look to one of my inspirations, Tara Michelle. She may never know I exist, but she uses a paper towel holder to mount her. She uses an actual camera, not her phone. Sometimes she uses her phone, but she has an actual camera, and she will mount her camera onto a paper towel roll. Whenever she's in her kitchen and she just needs a quick little tripod setup, that's what she does. So I have got my dishes here. I don't know if you guys can see this. My daughter did some dishes last night, so I'm going to be putting these dishes away. The sun is shining really bright this morning. So I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I apologize if it's really noisy for you guys. But, you know, such is life. But anyway, like I said, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know if I'm going to just do this as a speed through. I might consider just doing this as a half an hour. In fact, let's do that. I've got my little bumblebee timer. I could use my stove top timer or even my microwave timer, but we're going to use our little bumblebee, and I'll just set it right here next to the phone. But we're going to set it for 30 minutes. And like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do this as a complete uncut video, and you know, just clean with me type of thing. But I'm going to keep talking, and who knows, because I talk a lot, you know. Whoops, wrong cabinet. But yeah, we're just getting things done. I got a lot of mess to deal with. So, and I need a lot of organizing to do. So, but you got to work with some kind of a surface. So I'm trying to focus on my dishes, my countertops, and get at least this corner right here clean and organized, so that then I have a bit of a clean slate work surface to work with. Oh, you might not be able to see this because of that. But there, I've got a lot of things I need to put away. So that's what I'm doing right now. We're putting things away. Putting the clean dishes away that my daughter washed. And then I just have last night's supper dishes that we cooked with. I've got a pot here. There, you might have seen the skillet in that picture. There is also another pot on the stove. So yeah, we've got things that we're going to do today. And I'm putting a little bit of a hold on savings challenge videos for a week or two, maybe longer. I don't know. Simply because you guys knew that we went on vacation this past week. Like I mentioned earlier, today is the first day back to work for my husband. So it should be my first day back to work, and getting off my butt and actually getting things done around the house is part of my job. So I need to get to work. All right, my rack is clean. See, everything that was on the rack is off of the rack. I apologize if that big sudden movement was upsetting to you guys, but I got a sink full of clean dishwater. So we're just going to start in and get some things done. I got a couple of things in here, not very many in the sink, but we'll get those washed. You may have even heard the little tick ticking, but okay. Anyway, what I was gonna, okay, I know I had to stop and think, what was I going to talk about? Oh yes, our trip. We just got back, like I said, from our trip to St. Louis. I mentioned that during the last live stream that's where we were going. I know Chrissy was like, maybe not, shouldn't have said anything until after you were back from your trip. Oh well, it's out, the cat's out of the bag now. We are already there and gone, and I will share that our trip. I recorded our. We took a Amtrak train trip, just a short one, just to the next town over, and then we took the return train back. We had to stay there like a couple of hours, and then come back. But it was quite an adventure. I'm not going to go into detail in this video about it. You will see what it was. I just have to edit that video. I recorded several little segments, so I've got a lot of piecing together. But now the reason why I'm doing today's video is actually because of one of you. I want to thank TTD, who is the traditional dollar in the budgeting community. I don't know if it was on one of my videos or one of her videos, whether she was replying to one of my comments to her or if she was commenting on one of my videos. I don't remember now. But she said something that she missed my motivational videos. Now, I don't consider myself a motivational video content creator or anything like that. I'm just sharing my life and trying to make improvements for myself. You know, I don't always get things right every time. I make lots of mistakes. You would think, here I am in my 50s, I should have my routine pretty well under control. Well, I do have a routine that is in control, but it's not a very good routine. And I'm trying to improve my routine to be more productive and beneficial to my overall physical health, nutritional health, the health and wellness of my home, by cleaning and organizing. Our financial health, which I've shared a lot of that with you guys already this year. In fact, most of the 6 months of this year has been nothing but my financial health journey. And I got away from all of the other journeys, even though I do Accountable Mondays that focuses on my habits and other areas of health. I don't feel quite like that's enough for me. I mean, it's been fabulous. I love doing the live streams and interacting with you guys, but I've kind of reached what they call a mid-year slump. I know a lot of people go through that. In GB over at Income Babes just recently did a mid-year financial reset for herself, which inspired me to do a reset. But because my content is not just about my finances, but it's about my overall journey, I knew I needed to focus a little bit more attention on those other areas of health that I mentioned. So that's why I'm doing today's video. And I'm probably going to just put this completely uncut. Well, there might be a little bit of a cut because of the picture insert that I'm going to add, but very minimal editing to this video. So take me as I am, guys. And if I'm not for you, then please don't let me waste your time. You can just click past my video and go about your day. But if you're still sticking around and can tolerate my weirdness and my lack of professionalism, then welcome to my home. It's a bit on the weird side, but you know, that's That's what it is, guys. All right. So these actually are clean. These are actually clean. They just got a bit wet on the bottom here. So let me get a paper towel and dry off the bottoms. A little bit of water got on the counter. But these are actually clean. I washed these a couple weeks ago and I just set them there because I didn't have any place else to put them, but I know where else I'm going to put them. But these are brand new. Well, not brand new, but they are clean. These are little, these are ice cube trays, but they're the kind that make the little balls. I was putting coffee in them to make them, to use for my iced coffee, and I stopped doing that. I do have some coffee in the refrigerator that I brewed a couple of days ago, and I usually drink on it throughout the week. I may do that in these a little bit later on, but let me put these away. There we go. So anyway, what else was I going to say today? Oh my gosh. Like I said, I don't ever work from a script, guys. You probably have already noticed that. I don't ever work from a script. I just say whatever's on my mind at the time. I know that's why some things that I say might be a little bit weird or out of context or whatever, because I just say what I say when I say it, and there we go. But oh goodness, let's just focus on the dishes, guys. I know TTD wanted me to do a motivational video. I don't know how motivational I am for you guys today, but I enjoy watching other people that are doing their daily tasks, because it helps me get motivated. Have you ever guys watched those guys that mow the lawns, and they do the speed through mowing the lawns, and then they show you the before and the after? I like those kind of videos too. It's similar to your housekeeping, but they show the before and after. Because seeing that just sort of helps get me motivated. Sometimes I'll have it playing in the living room whenever I'm cleaning in the living room, and but I was going to have some music playing in the background, but I don't want to get copyrighted because I've got popular music. Another one of my favorite YouTubers who does like music reviews and interviews artists and does commentary, does his own opinion commentary about music. He's having an issue with YouTube lately, and so his having issues with copyright material that's been flagged on his content has got me a little bit concerned. So I'm not going to put any music on this. And most of the music I do use, I always go through the list of music on YouTube, the YouTube Studio, and get my music content from there. I know there's like Epidemic Sound and other platforms that you can purchase the rights to use certain music. I did have it wasn't Epidemic Sound, it was something else, and I don't remember what it was, but I don't know if I used it right or not, but I still got a copyright strike with using that. And I think it's still copyright strike on YouTube right now, but I don't know if I just didn't post the criteria appropriately on my description of the video. I don't know. I don't know. But my channel is so small that, and I'm not making any money with YouTube yet anyway, so why bother copywriting, striking my videos? I'm not even making any money off of you guys. So what's the point? Now I could understand it if I'm making money off of it, but I'm not. So I don't know. But then I do this for YouTube, not necessarily for financial gain. I mean, yeah, that's a dream of mine to be able to make money on my own terms, and with little effort. At least I think of it as a little effort. I don't know. I'm just doing something that I enjoy doing, and sharing a positive message in the process, because I personally need to hear those kind of messages myself. A major change happened in my life a few years ago. Oh my gosh, it's been 3 years that I relaunched this channel. I started this channel, 12 years ago? But it only lasted like 3 or 4 months at the most when I did it back then. And then I just focused on my full-time job. But whenever that job came to an end, I relaunched it. I relaunched my channel again. And basically for my own personal mental health. I needed to do this for me. Not necessarily for financial gain, although that would be wonderful for my family, and as a means of supporting my family, but that's not my purpose here. My purpose here is to improve myself, but to encourage others to do the same. That it doesn't matter how old you are, because I'm pretty old, but there's so many other people that are even much older than I am that are doing this on YouTube and are successful. So they are an inspiration to me. I just want to be an encouragement. I don't know if I'm an inspiration to anybody, but I know I can be an encouragement to others. So that's my purpose for doing this. And so thank you, TTD, for your kind and loving words to encourage me to get off my butt and to start making these kind of videos again. And I do want to get back into doing vlogs. I've been wanting to do vlogs again. It's just sometimes it's hard for me to find that internal motivation. But if somebody, that's why we can, it matters what we do and say that can affect other people's way of looking at themselves and each other. And sometimes just saying a kind word to somebody can make a massive impression on their life, that they can make a good change or do something good for others. And it started with that third person just saying something kind and encouraging. So thanks again, TTD. I love you, my friend. And if you don't and if you're new to my channel or have no idea who I'm talking about, I'm going to leave a link to TTD's last video up here. And if it doesn't go up there, then at least it'll be in the description. So if it doesn't show up above, look in the description. And most of my friends here on YouTube are in the budgeting community, which I'm okay, because I do budgeting too. But I needed to get back to cleaning my house, doing my dishes, just working on my habits. And I originally was inspired like 15 years ago by Fly Lady. And it was Fly Lady's, it was that inspiration. Woo! Crash. It was Fly Lady's inspiration to me that spurred me to even start this channel in the first place. It just went dormant for many, 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 many years until I breathed new life into it a few years ago. But I did that with a better mindset, with a better outlook on and a purpose for doing it. Okay. I've got so many things here. Yeah, I know I'm shuffling things over. This has got to get washed. So let me wash this really quick, because I want to get back there to my stand mixers, because today I want to make some more bread. Now, a few weeks ago, I shared with my friends on Instagram, just in our chat group. I don't think I think I posted a picture of it on Instagram, but I made some bread a few weeks ago, which turned out pretty good, better than I expected. But I want to make some more bread today, but I need to have access to my mixer so I can do it. And in order to gain the access to my mixer, I need to clean off the rest of the stuff. So this is clean. Well, yeah, it doesn't have any soap in it. It's on the bottom. So that's clean. I just need to rinse off the outside of it. Get my towel and dry it off. A little something got on the outside of it, but not on the inside. I love old-fashioned jars like this. So I have a lot of these kind of old-fashioned jars. And I actually use them. It's just, there's some, I've accumulated enough recently that I haven't figured out what to do with some of them. So let me move these out of the way so I can get to my countertop and be able to clean it. Where are we at with the timer? Okay, looks like we've got about 11, 12 minutes left. So let's shove those in there for now. Whoop. My daughter's chopsticks. I don't really use this anymore. I might consider throwing that away. And usually I keep this on the shelf up above, but my bottle is starting to run out, so I'm going to have to refill it. I'll refill it later. Let me just set this over there for right now. Okay, my coffee syrups. Okay. Wash my little Lazy Susan here. I don't want to take it all apart, because putting it back together is a pain in the butt, but if I can at least wash the surface of it, then there we go. All right, that's clean. I'm just going to stick this in there to dry. And here's my little basket that I keep my coffee. Whoa. Oh my gosh, has it been that long? I don't know if you guys could see that. Might not be able to. Yeah, maybe. If you saw something floating around in the air over here, there was a spider web of all things back here. Crazy. I know, my kitchen, I'd love to get my kitchen all painted and renovated. That just takes time and money. I got the time, I just don't have a lot of the money. So, but we are supposed to have somebody coming today. We signed up for something to do with our electricity, so I don't know if the guy with the electricity is going to stop by here today or not. They They were going to come yesterday, but because of the storm, we had some pop-up storms come through our area yesterday. So I think it was just canceled. So they might come today because it's supposed to be somewhat partly sunny today, partly cloudy or whatever it's called. So anyway, so at least, so here it is, been 30 minutes. I got a lot of dishes done. Let me show you what all I did get done. You can see that. I got that much dishes completed. And I got my countertop, this portion of the countertop done. So, we're making some progress. Oop, there we go. So, progress is progress. No matter how slow, progress is progress. So, I don't know what this is for. Have not a clue. But this is my double boiler. Okay, this is my double boiler. I need to wash it, but it is glass, so I got to be careful. That's the bottom portion of the double boiler. I think the top portion is still up in the cabinet because I only use the bottom portion for some other kind of cooking. This is this double boiler here. This is from the Pyrex Flameware series of cookware that was made back in the 50s. They started making it in the 50s, but it was also produced in the 60s and the 70s. I don't know specifically what date this was produced, but the design goes back to the 1950s. I think 1953 is when they first implemented it. It is the Pyrex Flameware. And this is a double boiler. This is the bottom portion of a double boiler. And it is really good for cooking, heating up milk or cheese, melting cheese or chocolate. And you don't want those things to scorch or get too hot. But a double boiler is just the thing to cook those type of things because you're less likely to overcook them. Okay, dry my hands off a bit. Now this, I don't know if you guys can see this. This, I think this is a 1970s model. It's a Sears Roebuck Company model number 400-7 or 827604. It is a stand mixer, and it does work. Whoa! I thought I unplugged that. Oh, okay. It does work. It's got two positions to put the little spinny disc on it, so that you can put the beaters in here, and then depending on if it's over here to the side, if the disc is over to the side off center, then it can make the bowl spin around on itself. So it'll continually mix your batter by itself, but you also have it in the center if you need it in the center. I do. And this is the bowl that came with it. It is a milk glass bowl. I have a smaller milk glass bowl that I washed. I don't know if you guys can see that. No, you can't. Okay. Yeah, here's the smaller bowl that I washed just now. And I like it because it's got the little spout on it. So, but it's a smaller bowl for like smaller amounts of mixture. Come on, get on there. Get in position. You get back up there too. Anyway. Oh, and I also have a second one. So I've got 2 small ones and 1 large milk glass bowl. Sorry for the noise. But anyway, put those things back. We're just going to continue to clean today, but the alarm is about to go off. You can see my little timer is about to ring here in any second. So I want to thank you guys for taking this half hour out of your day to watch me do some cleaning and straightening up here in the kitchen. It wasn't very much, but we got a little bit. There we go. We got a little bit accomplished today. I managed to get at least this portion of my countertop done. I'm going to wash off this the stand mixer, and do some more. Hopefully we'll get to the bread today. But thank you guys so very much. Don't just always remember to be kind to yourself. As much as you are kind to others, be kind to yourself and give yourself grace when you have days that you just don't feel very motivated. And sometimes just pull up your favorite YouTuber or content creator that motivates you and inspires you. And sometimes that's all the little motivation you need to get started yourself. I mean, just a little comment from TTD really spurred me into action today. So thank you, my friend. Thank you. Thank all of you for sharing this with me today. We just need to keep going, never give up, and always let's reach for those positive changes. See, I don't even use any kind of script, and I don't know how to say things. So if somebody wants to come up with some kind of cool, weird, cute little saying that I'm supposed to say at the end of the video for like an outro or whatever, hey, maybe message me over, DM me over on Instagram or whatever, and let me know. But thank you guys so much. I love all of you. We'll see you next time. Bye, friends. Hey, friends. Welcome. It's Sheila. And if you notice, I'm going to call this part 2 of my reset. I don't know how I'm going to even classify this. But if you watched the last video, the last vlog I did, I was here washing the dishes, and I got some things done. I was getting ready to put these dishes away. Yeah, I know, and it's much later in the afternoon. It's almost 3 o'clock. However, I've been doing some other things besides washing the dishes. Let me pan you around to what we have done so far. Okay. There's the dishes that I showed you that I did earlier from yesterday's, or from the previous video. I don't know if it's going to go up the next day or whatever. But I was able, last time I met you guys, last time we had this section of the cabinet or the counter was cleaned off. Now it looks cluttered right now, but that's because I've been panning over to the corner, and I've been gradually working my way around the corner to get this stuff done. The reason why I needed this area cleaned up is because I have bread in the oven. It's baking right now. So that is where I am right now so far in my cleaning. I don't know if I'm going to record any more, but I will show you my progress once I get around the corner and get over to this side. I have a nice full sink of dishes again, but I need to put these dishes that are up here on the rack away so I can get these done and up on the rack. And here in a couple hours will be supper time, so now would be a good time for me to start prepping some things for supper. But that is where I am for right now. Like I said, I don't know exactly how this video is going to go, if I'm just going to tack this bit on the end of the video I recorded this morning, or if I'm going to make this part 2. We will see. Okay, my husband has come back from work, and I got all of the dishes that are on the rack put away. There is this bottle I need to put away, but it's still a bit damp. I don't know if you can see that there is some water particles in there, so I'm letting it air dry. I got the counter all done, even over to the toaster oven, so it's all cleaned and the organized, and my first loaf of bread has come out of the oven, so that is done. We have another 9 more minutes left on the stove before the second loaf is done. But there we go. So that is the update for so far. Editor Sheila here, and as I'm editing this video that you're watching, I realize I did not really make a proper outro. I did, however, make an outro for the first part of the video, which I thought that was going to be it, and I was going to make a second video, but then when I recorded this bit, I decided I'm just going to tack it on to the one because it's such a small portion, and that's all I've got so far. So thank you very much, guys, for all of your love and support, and for just taking the time to share this journey with me as I'm trying to get things straight and get back on track with my routines and my schedules. I loved being on vacation, but now it's time to get back to work, and one of the hardest things is to try to get back into your regular routine and schedule that you've set for yourself after a very long, wonderful vacation. So thank you so very much, guys. We will see you next time. Bye, friends.